Hi sis! Today I'm here with a wonderful chef, Chef Uno.
Hi,
Hello.
thanks for
Hey.
having me.
Well, thank you for hosting me.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to share.
I love it. So tell me about you.
Well, I'm Chef Uno. I'm chef
it.
and owner of Red Six Asian Street Food. And we have a location on Hillcrest University, another one coming in Farmers Branch.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so
I'm
much.
so excited. So what are we doing today?
We are doing a chicken fried rice. This is one of the staples of my family, especially working. I have a daughter and just trying to juggle everything. So this is an easy, comforting meal for me.
I'm ready to learn.
Yeah.
And I love rice and chicken. My two favorite things. Well, let's get on.
Yeah, let's do
show
it.
me what we're doing.
So we use a lot of ingredients. So growing up, my mom used to have an overgrown garden, and whatever we had in the fridge is what we would use.
Nice.
And so we always had onions. We always had cilantro in the garden,
Yes.
green onions as well. And so it's just about the flavors
Yes.
versus the quantity of food that's there. And so we had mint. We would put that in there. Anything that's left over in the fridge, we can totally throw in. I'm just gonna dice a quick onion here for us, and then we're gonna saute with some garlic and some ginger. That's how my mom kept us healthy too. We always had ginger or lemongrass or some kind of aromatics in our food. So this is a quick dice. What I like to do is just kind of prep everything in advance.
Okay.
And then it's just assembling it. The part of Asian food, you cook too.
Of course I do.
The labor-intensive part is getting everything ready.
Yes. So how did you get into cooking?
Well, my mom used to cook when we were younger to make ends meet. I was born in a refugee camp in Thailand. And so when we came to America, my mom had a job during the day, but on the weekends, she would cater to Laotian and Thai weddings.
Okay.
And so my sister and I, at the age of the prime age of 4 and 5, were up at the sink washing all the vegetables, all the herbs from our garden. That's how my mom made money. And then we would prepare all the vegetables. So we chopped veggies and got everything mise en place ready for her, which is like the little plates.
Yes.
And then she would start assembling it. So I've always loved cooking. And then on top of everything else, my parents would have multiple jobs. So we would watch public television. So it was like Julia Child, Yan Can Cook,
Yes.
the Frugal Gourmet, and pretend like we had our own cooking shows. And so that kind of added to my love of cooking and entertaining. And then Food
So no
Network
formal
came
training?
on. No formal training. I was a banker for 16 years.
Oh, wow.
Ended up on a TV show with Anthony Bourdain called The Taste.
What is the name of the dish? What is it?
It's lakai, which is lucky chicken.
And that's when he
Love
was
him.
Isn't he amazing?
Oh gosh, yes.
I love that he can tell a great story.
can.
Just like you. I mean, like, you came to America. You were born here or no?
No, I'm not born here. Just the refugee part, we kind of connected now. Because I came to Canada as a refugee, actually. So I lived
Where'd you
in
come
Canada.
from?
Somalia.
Somalia,
So
okay.
I'm Somalian. So I came to Canada, lived in Canada for a long time. I loved that, and Canada embraced me. All my energy and, I can reach my fullest potential. I learned that all in Canada.
I loved it. She had the jazz hand.
Yes,
I feel the same way. I was like,
Did
we're
you?
so lucky to be here in America, North America,
Yes.
and going through this, having the opportunities that the folks in our country probably don't
have it. But what we have to do is we have to go back and give back so we can tell girls like they can do what Chef Uno and Samira are doing right now.
Exactly it. Right.
I never thought I could do that.
Right.
Dreaming as a little girl.
Right.
So I think girls with dreams become, girls with dreams become women with vision and a mission.
Right.
That's why you're cooking.
Yeah.
That's why I do what I do,
And the fact of being able to pay it forward, I think, is the part that is amazing for myself and for you. It's just like, I didn't think that I would even be sitting here in front of you and sharing my story for people to listen to and be interesting enough, for that matter, for someone to say, oh, let's tune in, let's listen to what's going on here, because it inspires me,
What I expected today was a strict chef, how the chefs are on TV. That's what I know about chefs. Somebody very strict, no personality, no talking, and it was way opposite.
There was really no intimidation with Samira coming in. I love people in general. I think being in the hospitality industry, you kind of have to I think being empathetic and being hospitable is part of my DNA. And so having Samira come in, which is like having a friend come into the house. Fried rice is one of my favorite things. It's comforting, it's easy, it's fast. And typically I have things already in my fridge ready to go. And these are my pantry items for the most part. And I'll have you cook. Do you want to help me cook?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's do it. Chopped garlic and ginger is right here. Just put half of that in there.
Fancy.
You can put all of it in if you want. I like garlic, it doesn't matter.
When I cook, mom's cooking, I just go in. fancy.
I portioned it out for you. That doesn't really happen in real life. It's in a quart container of some sort. This is just ginger and salt. You see the base of all my stir fries, a lot of my cooking here at home.
I love ginger.
Adding all the flavor in. We're gonna saute that until it's a little aromatic, so like 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay.
So it's been going for a minute or two. I'm gonna put the chopped onions that I made earlier.
That's
take all the rest
different.
out of that.
That's different.
Let's do that.
I put first the oil, like the cooking oil, and then the onions, and then the ginger and the garlic.
I know a lot of people do it that way because they're afraid the onions and the garlic is going to burn. I think order does matter, but this is the way I grew up doing it. So I think that either way we do it, it's still gonna be great. Yeah.
Perfect. So as a busy mom, is this a good dish to cook on the fly?
This is 100% one of the best things. I always have either leftover rice, and this I didn't, so I went and bought prepackaged rice, and this is like $1 for this, right?
Oh.
And what I love about this dish is it's inexpensive as well, and it's easy to accomplish within like 10 minutes. This is my 10-minute meal. So it's 2 portions. I'm gonna do 2 eggs in here, but then we're also gonna fry 2 sunny-up eggs on top.
Oh, okay, lots of eggs.
That's how you make it like super nutritious, lots of protein.
All right.
Even if you didn't have chicken and you just had this,
Okay.
it'd be a perfect vegetarian dish.
All right.
I'm gonna scramble the egg a little bit now.
Okay. Now you have your restaurant.
I do.
I love it.
I do. I just, it's a lot of work. I'll say that, and any kind of entrepreneurship is hard work, especially through the pandemic. It's like, what do you do? It was tough. It's one of those that you don't know what you don't know. And the unknown can be incredibly scary. As a minority woman born in refugee camp, and, same with her, to be able to think outside the box and really embrace the fact that we were able to come to America and have a different outcome than we would have if we lived in our own countries, or original countries.
Food brings a lot of people to the table, and you can have great conversations with somebody you've never met before over food. She uses the same ingredients I use, but I just cook it differently. I use other ingredients, but I thought that was amazing. What kind of rice is this?
This is jasmine rice, and I just did
Is it the same as basmati rice?
Similar. This basmati rice is aromatic as well. It's a longer grain.
These are all my favorite ingredients in this thing. I love
knew that.
rice.
I knew that. Like my spirit animal. Like we can get along here.
Yes.
You're killing it right now. Look at you.
Mom style.
I'm gonna scoot along right here. I'm gonna get this
sorry.
egg going just really quick on this side here. I don't want you to burn yourself here.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna do 2 sunny up eggs over here in the background. So you kind of, I
Sunny
love
up eggs. What
multi.
is sunny up eggs?
Sunny up eggs are eggs that look like the sunshine.
Okay,
So the yolk is still intact, but you can do
Got it.
scrambled egg on top. I've got a Maggi soy sauce. Regular soy sauce works too. It's almost got it's got a really rich umami. I know umami's in soy sauce already.
Got it.
But it's got other ingredients. It's called seasoning instead of soy sauce. I'm gonna put some cilantro and green onions on top. I just like the green, and then we'll add more.
Good to
Because we have so many extras. So we can always flip it if you want it over medium. So if you want to take that and flip one, you can. I like mine sunny up.
Done it.
Oh, cool. It's gonna be. You got it. Oh, now you got both of them. That's okay. You just do both. So that way you have an over medium egg, and it'll still be beautiful, and it'll be yolky along the side. I turned it off and let it continue cooking.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you add a little bit of butter. I like to finish it with butter. This is a trick from Benihana's.
All right.
I love that there's like a little lusciousness. Put a little Worcestershire. Worcestershire has that tart flavor to it that I like. And then the this is called oyster sauce. It's almost like a teriyaki sauce.
Okay.
And it's sweet. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that in there. I love the balance of flavors. So that's probably like a tablespoon of oyster sauce and a teaspoon of Worcestershire.
Okay. Worcestershire. Worcester. See, I can't say it. Worcestershire. I can't even bloody say it. Worcestershire. Worcestershire. Okay, but not saying the name right is a good thing, actually, because I don't know it. Nobody knows it. No.
Is this the first time making fried rice?
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. You're a pro.
Oh,
we did
I
take
am.
a little taste. It's like one of the chef's secrets is that you just kind of taste along the way because you never know if you need more salt. Egg preference is also one of those things that you get to choose, and so this is just gonna be an over easy egg. So it's still gonna be yolky in the middle, but it's gonna be cooked a little bit. And then I have these garlic chips. I just buy them pre-made at the Asian store. They're just fried garlic chips. I like their little crunch on there. And then we had cucumbers for brightness, and I just like to line them up. And you can add more. And so my mom always had like the extra crunch on top of that.
Well, I want to taste it.
Yes, please. Let's go for it.
That's good. I love it.
Will you make this at home for your family?
I would. Yes, my family.
You pretty much have everything here. basmati rice. You need to get some soy sauce. What do you cook with? I mean, like, what are the ingredients you typically use in your cooking?
Garlic, ginger,
Yep.
cardamom.
Oh, I love cardamom.
Don't you love cardamom?
So
Cumin.
great. Yes. I usually use cardamom. Funny enough, I just use it in my tea.
I use it in my rice.
Oh.
And then I have to put it in the oven
Yeah.
so that it can.
You cook your rice in the oven?
Do after I fry it together
Yeah.
with water, I just put it in the oven, and the oven just
That
cooks
sounds
it up.
amazing.
Yes.
Maybe I need to cook with you. Need to teach me how to cook.
I'm gonna take you
We're
up
doing
on
it.
that. I'm taking you
Let's
up
go.
on that. Let's
I'm
go.
ready.
Let's do it.
I was
I'm
born ready.
too. Me too. Up top. Yes, me too. So tell me about what you drink when you're eating. I love orange juice. I'm an orange juice kind of girl.
I've got some Tang.
What's
for
Tang?
you right now? Oh my God, you don't know what Tang is?
What?
Yesterday I was making Tang mimosas. I call it the jungle Asian mimosa.
Sambusa?
Mimosas.
Oh, you don't want
You
to.
do a little champagne and you put a little
So
Tang in
bad.
it when you don't have orange juice.
I don't drink. I never drank in
Wait.
my life
That's crazy. I admire you for,
Never
I mean,
drank in my
and why
life.
don't you drink though?
because it's a part of my religion,
Yeah.
right? So it's one of the things that I grew up. I was raised taught,
Yeah.
and I've never seen.
What's the religion though? I'm sorry. I
Muslim.
know
I
that
know,
I'm
I'm
asking
sorry.
like stupid questions.
No, but you're not. But that's see, we're learning about each other's
Yeah.
culture, right? So I'm Muslim.
Okay.
One of the things which we cannot do is drink alcohol.
No alcohol. You said no
alcohol.
pork earlier.
No pork. So I
Why
don't
no
drink
pork though?
Because it's one of the meats which are forbidden. It's not something we are allowed to eat. And I feel like pork is not a healthy,
Yeah.
for me, it's not a healthy meat.
Yeah. But don't you miss bacon though? I mean, you think
Never.
about
But
how
they
much
have turkey.
bacon.
They have turkey
They
bacon.
do. It's
yes.
just not the same. I know it's not. You're right. It's
I've never
100%
tasted it.
not healthy.
Yes.
But it's so good.
But I've never tasted it, so I'm not missing anything, I promise. So I'm so bad. I'm so
I can't even keep a straight face. No pork.
No pork, I know. No pork,
alcohol.
no alcohol.
Well, I knew very little about Muslim culture. I actually had to look up some things. I mean, I have to say that I'm a little bit ignorant when it comes to Muslims and their religion and, you know, why they don't eat pork. And so I was glad I was able to ask these candid questions without offending her. Because I think part of it is that you just don't ask, you know, you don't need to know. You go your own thing and you go and you do your own life. And it was refreshing to have that conversation.
Her personality is so amazing, approachable, right? And as you say, she would be somebody I would hang out outside this space or this show or whatever, because that's how easygoing she is. And her passion for food is so amazing.
Being a chef, a lot of going into the industry, a lot of chefs were men. What perplexed me was that at home, the women cook at home, but then restaurants are not really run by women. They're run by male chefs. And so women in the workplace have been minimized because we have kids, we're supposed to be home with the kids, we're supposed to do this and do this, do that, but trying to figure out, you know, how you make it all happen. And I think as, you know, even a single mom at that, I had to say, okay, I have this. I bring my daughter to work with me when I can, and she's been in the restaurant business since we were 9.
Nice.
But it's also taught her the value of hard work and what it takes to make it happen. You know, we do catering now, cheerily out of the pandemic for the COVID sites and everything. We do breakfast and lunch. So I get up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning because you do what you got to do to make ends meet, right? And it's like, wow. And then as a result of that, it's opened it up to where now I have Chef Uno catering and events because there's a need for this. Sometimes the universe navigates you to where you're supposed to be.
It does.
And when you feel it, it feels right.
Yes.
It's where you're supposed to be. It's what
Yes.
you're supposed to do. Because if I had just sat on my hands and gave up during the pandemic, you know, lights would be off and I'd probably be crying and drinking all of my alcohol to kind of mask, you know, to kind of mask the issues and the challenges that people have. And that's one of the things that I would say that why I don't, because I want to understand it. I want to feel what I feel, but I also want to go through the thought process of how do you solve for the challenges that we have versus banding the problem with, you know,
with other things.
Other things, yeah.
Yes.
It's been great.
And
It's been great.
that you take your daughter and your daughter can see you in your element and making your dreams come true, right? I love that.
There's days I feel like she doesn't understand, but then
All
it's
our
like
kids are that way.
I'll listen to like something she wrote for, you know, an essay at school. I'm like, oh, she gets it. She just doesn't tell me that. As women, we are almost like mothers, right? We have this DNA that's been built within us to care and to nurture and to love. one another in some way. And there's an empathy gene that's inside of us that's more so than any other gene. And especially being a mother, there's a quote that I love. It's like, I wonder if my kids appreciate how much I worry for them.
I cook for my family every night, believe it or not. I find things to cook and I cook for my family because my husband and my children enjoy that. And I make sure that I cook it so that we can gather on the table. So I love it.
A lot of times I wanted to give up on cooking and being in the restaurant business because it's so hard. It's physical, it's mental, it's all those things. But I love what I do every day. I wake up at 4 a.m. and I'm like, I'm doing what I love.
You're doing it. Right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the work that I do with girls and women. Sometimes it's so hard, to deal with people all the time because you don't know you have people who want to uplift you and people who just want to say things because they want to say things. So, but I love what I do.
Love that you're sharing it.
Yes, it's really fulfilling, rewarding.
I mean, you're sitting here hosting the show. And you haven't hosted a show before.
Never in my life.
You had an idea.
Yes.
And you're like, you talk to some folks. And you're like, hey, we've got this idea. It's grown organically as a result of it.
You don't know other cultures.
Breaking the barriers,
breaking the barriers. And just getting to know people and see what you have in common.
Yeah.
Like you and I.
So much more empathy. Once we get to know each other's cultures and where our backgrounds are, there's just so much more empathy for the unknown. I was like, I'd be like, she doesn't drink. I don't trust her. At one point, I would have said that. I don't do that anymore. She eats bacon. What do you mean? Why not? No.
Turkey bacon.
We are all different. This is just a huge melting pot, and it's been such a joy to kind of learn a little bit about you today.
Me too. I've had a great time, and
we're eating good food.
And we're eating good food.
I'm gonna open some wine later. I'll just drink by myself. It's more for me.
And I'll, and I'll drink some orange juice.
Perfect.
And we'll
Some tang. Give me some tang.
I'm gonna go find it. Where do I find that tang?
At Kroger. I'm gonna make you a glass. Just wait.
So where can people go to find more information about you and your wonderful cooking?
Well, they can go to my website. It's chefUnoBrands.com, and they can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Chef Uno.
Please follow her. She's amazing. Thank you.